And who are we speaking with today?
I'm Jay. I'm 46. I've been down here in East St. Louis probably about 10, 11 years, off and on between here and Belleville. I was actually brought to the Skyler Forest Belleville area in '86. My mom passed away of breast cancer. I had two older sisters. Uh, One is still alive. She lives in North Carolina, and one passed away in 2006. I have a strong family history of breast cancer. My grandma passed away in '81, my mom in '86, and my older sister in 2006. And it's each female born until me, and I'm hoping I save my nieces. But yeah.
What kind of household did you come from, Miss J? Like growing up,
My
single parent, both parents.
single parent, single parent, but it's a little crazy. Crazy. He was military, retired military, civil servant, but my dad was also gay. Yeah. So my dad also, I had a stepdad, as I call him, because when my dad moved back from overseas, him and my stepdad moved here. My stepdad got kicked out of the Air Force because of the whole gay thing, not gay. He got kicked out. Luckily, somehow my dad made it through it. Got through his whole 20 years. He retired, went back in, civil servant. They were together about 30-some years, and then about 5 or 10 years, probably about 10 years before my dad actually passed away, they called it quits, and they went their separate ways.
Your dad and your stepdad.
Yeah.
What branch of the military was this?
Air Force.
Okay, and so you moved around a lot.
No. I got blessed. We got moved here in '86 when my mom passed away. My dad stayed here. This was pretty much his last stop. You know, he already moved around to all places before. When I was little, like I said, I had two older sisters. One was 10 years older than me. She passed away of breast cancer in 2006. And I have a middle sister who's in North Carolina, and she's 4 years older than me. They moved around more when they were little than I. Actually, when my dad was overseas, mom was still alive. My two older sisters were still alive. We actually lived in Providence, Illinois, which is about 2.5 hours away from here. It's between. I grew up from 8 under between Effingham, Illinois, and Vincent, Indiana. There's a couple of small towns.
What schools did you go to growing up?
Around here, I went to Bell Valley. I was in Belleville, Bell Valley North and South, and I graduated from Belleville East in 1997.
Where did life take you after you graduated from high school?
I actually was doing pretty good. I messed with different things all during my high school and whatnot, but I actually got into management right away. My dad was a real strong pusher. You have a job, you quit one job, you give 2 weeks notice, all that kind of thing. So I got into McDonald's. Was my first job ever. I had 6 years there. I started as a crew person, worked my way all the way up to a first assistant, and then I got pregnant with my oldest son, who's 25 now. But after he was born, I ended up quitting, and then I kind of did a little temporary, 6 to 9 months. I ended up going to work at Brown and Crouppen law firm over in St. Louis.
How was that?
Crazy, because I'm used to fast food and fast going paced place, not office job. And the office job was okay. Something I wasn't used to, something I did get kind of used to, but it was just, at that time I was making $400 every 2 weeks, and I was riding Metrolink to East Riverfront and driving all the way to Freeburg. So it was kind of, it was a change from restaurant to office atmosphere. Then after that, I actually got fired from that, which worked out kind of Brown Crouppen, because I just had I had my second son. Right after that, I found out I was pregnant with my second son at the end of Brown Crouppen, and I went on maternity. Well, got fired, but I was on maternity leave right before I started my second good job, which was Pizza Hut. They were looking for managers over in St. Louis. I had Pizza Hut, or I had management experience. I started off as assistant manager over in Chesapeake Ferry. That would be a store manager. I worked there for 8 years. I worked at Chesapeake Pizza Hut, Chesapeake Ferry Pizza Hut, Maplewood Pizza Hut. I was just a store manager there. I worked at the Koki Pizza Hut. I was assistant manager and manager there. And I worked at Bella West Pizza Hut. I mean, all kinds of different pizza huts as manager. Well, last time I worked at Pizza Hut was probably about 8 years ago. I was just a little cook back then, and that was just have something, have something to do when I kind of started going to hill. But so I had 6 years at McDonald's management and 8 years at Pizza Hut management. I was just I had my second son. My third son, I have 3 sons. One's 25, one's 23, and one's 11. My 2 oldest boys are white. White. They are with my ex-husband. I was married once. He was my soulmate. I tell people because our birthdays backwards are each other's. Mine's 5/22/78. His is 8/22/75. My 2 oldest boys are with them. I knew who their dad is. All that good stuff. My youngest, I believe he is African American white, or he's black and white, or he's white and Mexican. I honestly do not know who his dad is. I had a couple old guys tested, they weren't it. I dealt with DCFS. I smoked crack when I had him, and I got very involved with DCFS when I had him. I actually had to tell a story with that. I had him on April Fool's. I was smoking crack the day I had him, but he was 6 weeks early. I called 911 because I was having Braxton Hicks, and I already had 2 kids earlier, 2 kids prior, so I thought, oh, it's early contractions, well. He came early, I started spotting, so I called 911. By the time the paramedics got there, I had already had my son. He was 5 pounds and some ounces, but I had him at home waiting on the EMTs to come get me. But DCFS got involved very early with that. I went to I got involved with Chestnut, which is a substance help group. Got very involved in doing classes, doing everything they asked me to do. I kept flip-flopping back and forth on doing good, doing bad. Pretty much I was doing real good, and I had another job. I actually started going back to school, college. I got into welding. Well, something about the stick welding and that reminded me. I was actually 9 months clean when I started doing welding and everything. And something with the stick welding, I had it in my mind, I guess I wanted to smoke crack again, but the stick welding helped me get back into smoking crack. But only good thing I think, my mom passed away from cancer. My dad was a really nice guy, really good supporter. He passed away in 2016. When I actually the baby got released, my youngest one got released when he got out of the hospital, he got released in my dad's care for the first week, because I had to see that I was getting, I was going to go to Chestnut, I was going to do what I was supposed to do. And then when he passed away, I was actually 9 months clean. I was the last person he walked with when he was alive. I was going to school, welding. I had a job at Jack in the Box in Wood River, because that's how I was doing a Chestnut program, 2 years, women in recovery, to help get your son back, or your child back. Well, I was doing real good, everything was going. Well, my dad passed away. They give a recovering addict 40 grand. Didn't go so good. And they gave me a vehicle. My sister gave me a vehicle. I drove a van back from Texas, Houston, Texas. But anyway, giving a recovering addict that much money, a really bad time in her life, was kind of run my downfall. But I don't know.
What happened with the 40 grand?
Well, each one of my kids, the oldest ones, each got 1,000. I gave my ex-husband 200. I had a 3-bedroom double wide in Old Town, was my dad's. I bought my sister out of her half of it. Your $1,500, about $2 grand of that money, and to get her out of it, got a lot of money and all that, and it just I got to her level, but it just was it was my dad's. I just felt like it was never going to be my own, but pretty much between gambling and my drug addiction and just buying everything, whatever they wanted, about 4 months, that money goes pretty quick. I figured spending $1,000 a day on whoever, whatever, I had 2 girls. She was my real sister, but she's the reason why I started coming to East St. Louis. She was killed, I think 2017. There was 3 ladies that got killed, 2 in Washington Park and 1 over here. She was one over here. But I really started coming down here because I had to find her. Her mom had passed away, and I came to my house in Belleville to find her, and she wasn't living with me at the time. But, yeah, and then just...
Who introduced you to this lifestyle that you...
That I do. I'm my sister Amanda. I kind of already had a little bit of an idea up in Belleville. I like I said, my dad was a firm believer in having a job and all this kind of stuff, but I don't know, when you just don't give a crap for it, just, easy way of money, easy way of life, kind of fall back and forth. Actually, kind of where I really would like to go back into getting help. I would like to get into actually substance abuse counseling, because I know when I was in Chestnut or wherever, people who've actually been through the situations or drug problems were more the ones we leaned toward, because they've already been through it. They had some stories, we had stories,
What's the longest you've ever stayed clean?
About a year.
How long have you been dealing with this addiction? Since how old?
Well, when me and my ex-husband were together, I used to smoke weed heavily. As far as addiction I have now, or the addictions I have now, probably a good 4 to 5 years.
What's your relationship like with your boys?
They're not good. My 2 oldest ones want me to get totally clean before they even deal with me, which is kind of weird because my middle son gets smokes weed with his dad, which it's okay, whatever. It's legal now. They just want to see me do better. My youngest one, I actually let him get adopted during the pandemic because it was getting to the point where they were going to make me terminate my rights, or they were going to have sign my rights over. So I signed my rights over. Lucky he's with a good family in Belleville. I know where he lives. They invited me to church. I've been to church with him a couple of times, but I lost the mom's number, so I haven't got to see him since the pandemic hit and all that kind of stuff.
If you could take the hands of time and turn them backwards in your life, knowing what you know today, and go backwards, what would you do differently? Sure. If you had a time to talk to a young Miss J, knowing what you know today, you can go back, what would you tell her?
Man, stay away from the crack that I knew from the get-go, and don't start doing fentanyl or heroin. Originally it was heroin. I was doing that not to chase the crack all night long. Well, and it changed over fentanyl, because fentanyl's cheaper and the pills, and anyway. Not to get on heroin and fentanyl is really what I would tell myself, because I'm fighting that. I've been to detox a couple of times, and
it's a monster, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any ways you can be contacted? Do you have any social media? Do you have any cash apps? Do you have?
I have Facebook and I have Cash App. But my phone recently got taken about 2 weeks ago from a girl I thought was my friend. Well, that's another story too. She set me up with someone, the guy OD'd, and I tried to tell her, hey, this. She wants me to get whatever's in the pockets, give her half. Now, I can't friends like, oh, well, let me know what hospital he's in, this, that, or other, but no. But yeah.
So the guy OD'd and they went through the pockets.
She wanted me to go through the pockets, yeah.
Wow.
No, he had everything sent with him to his hospital. And she came and hunted me down and got his truck. I wasn't trying to keep his truck. I was just trying to, get back to Belleville and park it for, anyway.
We appreciate you taking time out with us, Ms. J. And if there's anything you want to say in closing, anything you want to get off your chest that you haven't, now's the time you can say it.
Say no to drugs, and thank God every day for being alive, because if it wasn't for him, so many things I would not made it through. I just walked out of a situation of being at the house. I was staying with some people last night, and 2 guys got in a fight. Now, one of them, I know he has a gun, so I got the F out of there before I got shot or anything, but I don't want to be a witness to nothing. I'm a happy, easy person, I don't try to lie or steal or anything, but I wasn't trying to see any of that, and nope.
We appreciate you taking time out with us, Miss J. Thank you very much.
Thank you.